Welcome to your support group podcast, your home for your number one podcast that supports you at what you like to do. And somebody asked me the other day, what was it that you like to do? And I said, live. I love living. I love life. So we support you with that. And as always, it's Kenny and it's Q. And Tamika tried to get on today, but she didn't want to at the end. So it's Kenny and Q. I wanted to give my wife a shout out. She thought about joining us today. It'd have been weird. I would have been an Oreo, two women on the outside. But no, how was your week, Q?
It was relatively busy. Just kid running around with basketball practice and just doing work stuff and baking cakes and stuff.
Basketball practice? Who balling?
He has this dream, so we will support it. Let him do all his things.
Some hoop dreams, yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with hoop dreams. How tall is Leo?
He's like 6 feet tall.
Okay, yeah.
Just right at that, right at 6 feet.
Is his handles? Yeah, is his handles good though?
Yeah, he got good fundamentals. I'm just trying to get him to like yesterday I was watching him in a tournament. This was his first time in the AAU, but most of the time he's been playing rec ball. AAU is more physical. I said, you got to get more physical because them boys run you over. I say it almost looked like a wrestling match out there, the way it was fighting over that ball.
I tell everybody this, playing AAU ball is totally different because I want to say almost 70% of those kids are either being looked at for a scholarship or trying to work on getting a scholarship. Yeah. So they take ball serious. So the AAU leagues is totally different. You can do the rec leagues and stuff like that. Like that's fun, but you got to take it just as serious as they do. So if it takes for you to body somebody midair, you're going to have to body them.
I told him, I said, you're going to have to get them legs strong. I said, because when they get the bumping, you want to be able to stand a little tough and not just fall back. Unless you Vlade Divac, you want to try to draw a foul. You just want to slide across the court.
Now that's a first.
I see something. Trying to reconnect, make sure you have a stable internet connection. Do you see that? Or is that just me?
That is a first right there. I never had it just drop like that. And now I'm looking at my mouth and my mouth is moving and my words is like off. I guess.
Sunday.
Look, happy Easter, you know.
Happy Easter.
Man, happy Resurrection Day. You know.
Happy Resurrection Day.
Yeah, I guess he said I resurrected on this day. No podcast. I'm going to roll back the stone just like I'm going to roll back you starting up your podcast today. Roll it back. But yeah, shout outs to him. That's what he want to do. Tell him stay at it. I mean, you got to put in the work. That means you got to exercise your body and your mind. Because a lot of people think that basketball is all physical and everything. No, it's really a mental game as well. Like you got to watch the tape and you got to know these guys and how they play. And okay, if I cut right, you know, what's going to happen, XYZ? Do I have a man open when I cut right to kick it off to if I get in trouble or they stonewall the hell out of me? So, you know, those are just examples, but you got to have that mental aptitude to be able to do that. So shout out to him. We didn't do much this weekend. Like I said previously, it's a Carson-less weekend, so we had the opportunity to relax and get some sleep. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, relax and get us some sleep. Because, man, like you don't realize how tired and exhausted your body is until, you know.
Yeah.
You get that quiet moment, and all of a sudden you like, you know how you get comfortable? You like, and you watch the TV, you like,
and then you just start watching.
It happens. Yeah. It happens quick. You know what? I don't blame nobody, you know, as a parent, if they want to take a vacation. Before I used to be like, damn, y'all go everywhere without your damn kids. Once I became a parent, I understood, like, damn, I want to go everywhere without my damn like I love my kids. I love hanging out with my girls, but it's just sometimes like, y'all just too much. Like, go that way. Go there. And I'll be right here. I'll watch. You knock yourself on out. Don't worry. Ain't nobody gonna kidnap you. Especially in my younger years, I can ring you down. Now I might have to hobble a little bit, but I can ring you down back then. Yep. So today's topic is things we take for granted. Yep. Now, some of you may hear this and say, well, I don't take anything for granted. You're taking my time for granted.
Mm.
Because I'm trying to tell you the truth. Don't play with my time. Don't play with my time. Simple things we take for granted. Water in the U.S. especially. Water, breathing, electricity. My grandmother used to spaz out when you go in her house and you flick off and on the lights. Like, don't play with my electricity. She didn't take it for granted. Why? Because there were points and times in her life where those things houses wasn't fully wired. Yeah, we're that old.
They don't know nothing about them candles and
You don't know nothing about that. You don't know nothing about that. You better turn off all these lights when there's a thunderstorm. Let the Lord talk to you.
Yeah.
It's hot, Grandma. Open up a window. Get you some fresh air. Yeah. So, just those things. Even stuff that's more important, like your health. People take their health for granted. I will tell you that I am not the picture perfect person when it comes to going to the doctor and making sure I'm healthy, because how my mind is, like, I don't know. I guess I'm one of those people like that think they made a steal until like it really hurt. Like I'm like, oh, like, hey, I know what that is. That's fine. I'm gonna keep on walking on it, until it says crunch, and then I'm like, ooh, that's not supposed to crunch. Let me go to the doctor. So
Yeah.
I know I got a high pain tolerance, but at the same time, it's your health. You want to be proactive, not reactive.
True. That's why you're supposed to every year go get your physical. That way they can find things, probably catch it early so they can tell you about them and you can start working on correcting the issue if it can be corrected.
Right.
Sometimes stuff can't be corrected and you just got to find a way to live with it, manage it, and just improve your quality of life.
Yeah.
Speaking as a person who just knows, because hey, I have some issues that can't be corrected, but I have a way to manage that situation.
Yeah.
And I'm still
I,
alive.
yep. Yep. She has some issues like being short. Nah, Q ain't short.
I'm 99% of my body is legs.
that's
And I'm 5'7.5".
that's that Southern girl trait. You either get the big legs and a little top, or you get big top and little bottom. There's no in between. Every once in the blue, you get a nice little mix, but nah. So if you see a girl that's from the South, that's from the hood, and ate the juices and berries that we did growing up, and her stuff is like overly stacked, she bought some of that. That came from Mr. Miami, Dr. Miami. She flew down there, wanted to go see that man.
Yeah.
Now it's people who take education for granted.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people that say I can always go back to school and stuff, or because they didn't do what they were supposed to do the first time, they say, "Oh, I can always go back." And then I've watched them over the years never go back.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't gotten the big picture of all of this, it's being proactive, not reactive. It's doing the things now so you can have a better tomorrow. It's providing for your future, basically. A lot of people always want to take these small things for granted and then look around and blame somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you go back to when you said taking time for granted, and that is a big part of it right there, is because we always think we have more time than what we actually have. Time is such a precious commodity, and people don't realize how much time they waste. If you understood that, I would rather somebody waste a couple of my dollars than to waste any of my time, because I can't go nowhere in the world and buy no more time. I could go make a couple more dollars though. I can't go nowhere and buy no more time. So don't waste my time. Don't waste it at all. I'm gonna start charging people for wasting my time. You know how much money I make per hour? You need to pay me that. Don't waste my time.
Don't waste my time.
Don't take your time for granted. Time is like it's here and then it's just gone. Like you said, somebody's like, oh, I'll just go back to school tomorrow, and then tomorrow becomes a week, and then a week becomes a month, and then a month becomes 5 years, and then 5 years becomes you too sick or too this or too that to do it. Just do it. Don't worry about the perfect conditions. Just take the steps to start it. Start the process. Figure out what you need to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I reflect back because when you really think about time, time is nothing but a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes. Like it goes quickly. It goes way quicker than what you think. I look at my kids sometimes because my oldest daughter is about to be 21. I look at my kids sometimes and I'll be like, damn, it just felt like I was taking you to your first day of school, or I was just changing your diaper, you know, and we just had you, right? What are you talking about going to kindergarten? 5 years already? What the hell happened? So time waits for nobody, no man, no person, no place, no thing. Buildings rot. So do human beings. We are aging. And I hate to say it so negatively, but I mean everything is in a decay state. As you can refine it, make it fresher. Look at our skins. You can refine it, make it fresher, but at the end of the day, there's time, there's erosion, there's growth, there's change. So everything, the old you has decayed and fell away. It's only the new you. So the more slower, non-running version of you. I'm talking about Kenny, the person I'm looking at right now in my reflection. But I went to go, because I went to go run the other day. That's why this is on my mind. I went to go run the other day and I forgot something that me and Carson was doing while I was dropping off in the morning. I shouldn't have been doing it too early in the morning. I didn't stretch, no nothing. But I went to go run behind her and I pushed down on my foot and I was like, that's that arthritis. That's the arthritis that's in my big toe. Oh, yeah. So, it's certain things you won't be able to do, but at the end of the day, I was still able to run, just not as fast as I used to.
Oh, yeah. Back in the day, I used to race my brother, but I ain't racing nobody right now. I mean, we used to be out there like we was about to be in the Olympics or something and run fast. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now,
we used to get it to the point we were running so fast. You ever come across some sand or some dirt? It just bow, just take you right on out. Yeah, we used to get it. I'm telling you. And then two hand touch. Well, we used to play throw 'em up, mock 'em up. That's basically when you throw the football in the air. The person who gets it get their bell rung. Yeah. I'm pretty sure everybody got different names for it.
Yeah.
In the hood, they got a different name for it as well. I just thought about the clean version of the name, throw 'em up, mock 'em up, but it's called throw 'em up.
I forgot what we called it, but yeah, my brothers and them used to play that.
Yeah. That's how we used to get the shy kids or the kid that we thought was a punk and wanted to find out if he really was a punk. And sometimes he wasn't a punk. He actually knocked the hell up out of us. You gonna cry? Mm-mm. Next thing I know, he come. You get the ball, and you wham. Oh. Are you gonna cry? No, but I think I dislocated like a rib and like 4 brain cells. But yeah. Another thing is freedom. And we're seeing how much we take freedom for granted right now in the world. If you're unaware of what's going on, unaware, the crazy train, it just keeps on chugging. At the rate we going, it's almost Handmaiden Tale-ish. We're about 3 blocks away from Gideon. So
I told y'all, this is our movie. We all little actors in this little crazy screenplay.
I keep on looking at everything that he's doing. It has to be comical to somebody somewhere. I don't know if this is true. I read something this morning, and I don't know if it's true. But he just told the UK that they have to change their laws on same sex, the hate crimes for the LGBTQ alphabet, too many to name people. And if they do change it, then he'll come back to the table with better tariff rates for them. I don't know if this is true, but how can you ask another country to change their hate crime laws?
So he just want the people to get beat up and all kind of stuff and not have nobody face consequences for doing hate crimes to the LGBTQIA plus community, which is what Kenny was trying to say earlier. But yeah, that's wild. That's crazy. But
I'm gonna
we
see
are
if I
living.
can pull it up.
We're in this movie, in this wonderful movie.
I'm trying to see if yeah, I don't know if this is true though.
I mean, there's so much information, misinformation, crazy things happening that you don't know what is true. It's just like when you think something ain't true, then you find out it is. You're like, what? And you just get desensitized to it because it's just like, okay, I'm done. I can't keep listening to these crazy things.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out whether it's true. You still cutting in and out, but I figured out what it might be. It might be my mic might be too high, so it's knocking you out.
Well, why you gotta be all fancy over there? Why you gotta be so fancy?
It looked kind of suspect. They bouncing back and forth with it. But yeah, this is you just did that. Well, I can't share it right now. It's all good. But yeah, so that all that yeah, all that is happening, and every day it seems like it's a addition or repeal or something to laws. I mean, if the way he's talking like he wants to send American, natural born American citizens to El Salvador. You know, those things like you take your freedom for granted, when it comes to people you should be voting for, or these lawmakers that you put in place. You're playing with your freedom because everything this man said before he became president, he's doing that and a whole lot more. And so what I mean by you taking your freedom for granted is that you have to watch the people that you put in place to basically rule over you. They the ones making sure your IRS checks. And have anybody got their tax returns yet? Because ain't no IRS workers, but I bet you if you owe them money, they're gonna find out real quick.
I'd be kind of okay if they got rid of the IRS, but then we'd have to say if you get rid of them, how are you going to pay federal workers and take care of federal roads and all that stuff? Like it'll just become another thing instead of IRS. It'll become some other thing we have to pay into.
This is how other countries do it. Mm-hmm. I mean, basically, they still have a quote unquote IRS, and this is what they do. They basically get all your taxes, like you normally do, because you pay into it like normal. They look at what you owe or whatever. And this is just a speculation. I don't really know. And they versus each one. Then they send you the paper and they figure out whether or not it's gonna be money you need to add or you need to receive. If there's any changes like babies or anything like that, you express it then and you send the paper back. And then you get your money. I mean, that's the way they should do it. I mean, instead of me going to H&R Block, and the only reason why H&R Block and all these Jackson Hewitt, all of them exist because they get government subsidies that exist. Just like your medications and all that stuff. All that is subsidized by the government. They use your tax money to pay for the subsidies, which supposed to lower the rate. But then on the back end, you end up paying for the medication again. So you pay for medications twice. Even the medications that you don't even use, you pay for them with your tax dollars. Yeah. So people take freedoms for granted.
Yeah, they do.
Sometimes I wonder if we was actually free to begin with.
You have the illusion of freedom.
The illusion, indeed. Because now, once I said all that, I'm like, well, damn, that's financial bondage. Because you're getting taxed. You're getting taxed so many different ways in so many different times when you really think about it. For things that you don't even get to use and can't afford, or some things that you can't even afford to use. or get. And the things that you're paying taxes, the subsidies, because they got to get the money from someplace, and it's the taxpayers' dollars. You don't even know exists. You don't even know some of this stuff exists. I'm crazy.
Yeah, it
is. My mind just was like, like what?
But people been saying that how many movies have been made to show us how corrupt political and government systems are, especially here in the United States, when we always constantly point our fingers at other countries as if we didn't play a part in why some of those countries are struggling the way they are. We try to act so innocent, but we talk about other people like we're so high and mighty, and now we're being exposed for the things that are not so quite right over here. Like everybody's looking at us like, oh, Etu, you thought your shit didn't stink? It stinks. It's smelling really bad. They're about to start having those commercials for Americans. If you want to sponsor an American, send $20 a month to this fund right here. Because people can't afford to live nowhere.
No.
People can barely afford to eat. You can't eat healthy because all the healthy food costs more money. There's insurance for everything. And then when you get the insurance, you can barely get them to even pay for anything. Like our house was messed up from those hurricanes last year. FEMA came over here after we had fixed most of the stuff. And then was like, oh, well, I guess you're good. Yeah, because you just came over here. The hurricanes happened last year, fool. You think we was just gonna leave this stuff sitting like that? Like, of course we took care of it, idiot. I just like all of this stuff is a big racket anyway.
Yeah.
Just paying for nothing.
Yeah. And we pay for them to give us good rates. So that's one of the things that's subsidized as well. The crazy part is, right, we are the only country that pays for these so-called subsidies, but all like you just go right over the border to Mexico, all your pills, your medications, all that stuff, dirt cheap. They did a study and there was like some insulin or whatever diabetes medicine that they had up over there. It was like $10. That same medicine here in the US was like $100, and we pay subsidies. So who we paying the subsidies for? Just like most of the food that we grow here goes overseas. We don't even really eat our own food. We don't even use our own gas. Drill, baby, drill. Yeah, so we can send it to other countries. We don't use our own gas because our refineries are for the Middle Eastern oil. Our oil here in the US is too high grade, so we can't refine it without rebuilding all our refineries.
Hey, that's something.
So it's probably like about a good 10 refineries here in the US that can actually refine US oil. All the rest of the oil has to go up over there because they have the refineries to do that. Ain't that something?
That is something.
But we free. Hey.
We free. Free. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Well,
gotta love it.
Time to do this on the positivity. Last but not least, things we take for granted. Breathing. Yes, breathing. As a kid growing up with asthma, I understand how precious breathing is. Trust me. It was times where like nothing I would be able to do. And I'm so glad, thank you, Lord, on your day, Lord, that I grew up out of it and my body was allowed to heal from it. And I didn't have, I still have. I mean, anybody that listens to me talk most of the time can tell that it sounds like I'm having difficulties breathing, but that's just from many years of not knowing breath control. Because when you asthmatic, it's trying to steal that breath. Breathing is something that we take for granted. We buy these vehicles that mess up the air, and we wasn't the only ones. The people before us did. They messed it up even worse. They put lead in the gas, and they wonder why everybody around here crazy now. Excuse me. They put lead in the gas and all in the environment, and they wonder why these people acting like crackheads. Breathing, man. Breathing is something, I lost family members to lung cancer and things like that. Breathing, something serious. Because when you can't catch that breath, that's it.
Yep. Even as a person with allergies, we all be suffering. Look, I can't breathe most of the time. I'm stopped up. Sinus is bad. I be like struggling, like everybody's like, "You are you sick?" No, I'm not sick. I have allergies. There's nothing I can do about it. Like I take all kind of stuff, but it's just like sometimes it'll work for a couple of days, and then I'll just be back right back where I'm at. You go outside and your car covered in yellow pollen. It's like,
I gave in yesterday. I had to wash the car. I just couldn't take it no more. It was yellow, then birds just decided like, ooh, nice color.
yeah,
Just like the whole side of the car was like covered in bird poo. And I mean, it wasn't like it was like the droplets. It was like somebody had took the bird poo and smeared it down the side. I was like, oh, hell
yeah.
no. I ain't riding around in no car looking like the bird poo express. So yesterday I finally cracked. I'm pretty sure it's covered in yellow right now as I speak. And when I go back down there, but I felt good. I was like, this is overdone. But what I realized was as I drove down the street, or as I got in and out the car, I wasn't sneezing as much. So if you don't fully wash your car, at least hose it off. At least hose it off. Because that pollen was inside the car. Like the floor mats was yellow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Them damn dogwoods, man. And that's because, here we go. Education. People took education for granted. If you plant a bunch of male trees and say, oh, there's no females, so we don't have to worry about it, nature will adjust.
Yeah.
Those dogwoods pump out so much pollen because they are all bred as male trees. You want to know the funny thing about nature? Nature says, well, I didn't make just men, I made women too. So, woman. And so now, guess what? You have both.
Yeah.
And not only that is because the fact that they planted male trees, they have to pump out so much pollen because they're competitive. Took education for granted. There's a bunch of other stuff that they took education for granted in nature when it came to the US, but I ain't saying all that. But yeah, definitely think about some of the things and be honest with yourself. Think about some of the things that you take for granted daily. It could be just as simple as looking outside or going for a walk. Me and my wife went for a walk. I didn't want to walk, but we went for a walk yesterday. I'm like, do I have to? I'm trying to keep my dad bod, but trying to keep my dad bod. You know, I'm almost up to a size 38 in pants. When I get to 40, then I'll lose weight. I'm almost up to a 38. I can't, I mean, in 36, I can't wear straight leg jeans in 36 because my thighs and my calves. And I got chicken legs, so I don't understand that shit. But anyway, I'm like, what in the world? Like, I can't get these. Like, why are they so tight in my thighs? Anyway, look at yourself. Find the things that you take for granted and do little ventures into those things, you know. It may just be simple as time, you know. It may be something simple as at your job. You know, just cause you got this job and you blah 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 and you can't stand it and all this stuff. It's a million other people that don't have a job. You know, you turn on every light in your house. That's not taking it for granted. That's just running up your electric bill.
True.
Turn some of them lights out. Turn some of them lights out. You don't need all that. And just go outside and enjoy the pollen. Make sure you blow your nose when you come back inside. Yeah. And that's it for me. Anything on you, Q?
I think you did a pretty good job hitting all the. Oh yeah, I do have one other one. Like people too. Don't take people for granted. Don't just always assume somebody is going to be there. Like if somebody is doing that thing, like it might seem insignificant at the moment. You get that one time it doesn't happen. You're like, oh, I remember when so and so used to stop by my desk every day, and then all of a sudden that person no longer stops by your desk. And you wonder why. Like, don't take people for granted. Appreciate those moments you have with each person because they might not always be here for whatever reason. So that's all I have to add.
Yep. All right. Bad advice for this week.
Oh, bad advice. Oh, Lord. Okay, here's a good one. Okay, go to the middle of a busy intersection, get in a handstand, and twerk. That's some bad advice for the week. And do it butt naked. There you go. That should really get you viral, since everybody wants to be viral these days.
I mean, being viral is part of business now. Bad advice for the week. Take your Stanley Cup, sit the straw straight up, and put it underneath the squat bench and squat.
That's some painful advice.
Let's see where it goes. Get it? Let's see where it goes. If you haven't had the opportunity to check out what we do, like I said at the beginning of the show, we talk about life. We talk about love. We talk about happiness. We talk about everything pertaining to if you got some kids that's crazy or whatever. If you want to check all that out, you go to www.ysgpodcast.com. As always, it's Kenny and Q. And if ain't nobody told you that they love you, guess what? We do. So peace. Have a good week. And don't smoke no wooden cigarettes. Do they make cigarettes out of wood? Yes, support.